Hi YouTube family, Emily here. Today I'm going to be going over some math. As you see at the top of the page here, I hope everybody had a wonderful week. I hope all your studying has been successful, and I hope all of the videos that I've provided for you have given you a little bit of insight of how the NCLEX is going to be, little tips and tricks to get ready and prepared for the NCLEX. So today I'm going to be going over some math. These are some of the basic formulas that I use. This top one is a really basic one. Let's see, we have the desired dose up here divided over what desired dose is the doctor's order. Below here is what we have on hand, say what the pharmacy's given us, times the volume that we have is going to equal your dose. Another good formula to remember is the IV drips, and you might have to know the micrograms per minute. Micrograms per minute is something I would review. I could go into a little bit further detail in another video about that. Today I'm going to focus on conversions, and I'm also going to show you an example of a math problem that I highly recommend you to review for the NCLEX exam. So this is a really good one that I would highly recommend for you to remember when you're on the NCLEX. Because we all know that, as soon as you get onto the NCLEX, you're going to have to go through a little tutorial, and, you're not going to know what they're going to give you, and the nerves could start increasing, and the anxiety could start to develop, and I'm just trying to give you some tips and tricks to allow you to zone in and focus on what the question is asking at hand. Because it's really important to really focus on the one question that's in front of you, and not to dwell on questions that you had previous 10 minutes ago, or maybe before your break, or the first question you had and you had no clue what they were asking you. So it's just important to stay focused and remember that each question is the only question in front of you that is the task at hand. Stay focused. Keep yourself focused on the one question that is in front of you, and don't worry about what number you're on. Don't worry about the time you have. Just focus on that. So getting back to the tips and tricks in conversion, this is the way that I remembered converting. People learn so many different ways. This is one way that I really just was able to zone in and remember, okay, I have grams, okay, now I have to get it to milligrams. So the first thing that I do is I convert in my math problems, because I feel that converting my units prior to doing my formula is going to help me focus and get to the correct answer. So here's what I do. I do big to small. I'm going to multiply. So that would be like going from grams to milligrams here. And the second one is going from small to big. You would divide, which would be milligrams to grams. This is the way that I write it out. I know you don't have to write it completely out, but this is the way I would remember this. I would remember B to S equals M, and S to B equals D. That's just my little trick to remembering that. Let's see. And this one up here is something that the way I remember it. I know people also like to do, let's see, want over have times volume. That's also another one. Yeah, so that's my little trick to that. And then here's the math problem. Let's see. Let me get a little bit closer for you guys here. Let's see, we have, and please comment below to let me know if this is clear enough for you to see here. We have 2 liters of D5.5 with normal saline with 20 kcls of IV to run over 12 hours. So we know that what it's asking is how many milliliters per hour are we going to run the IV pump at. So here I've done the problem. I've provided you a step process. I've always used step processing in my math equations. It's something that I've developed, and it's helped organize and keep my thoughts focused on the task at hand. So we know that we have liters up here, right? So we know that we're going to have to convert the liters to milliliters. So like I've done here, I've taken the tip down here and applied it up here. So I have big to small. You're going to want to multiply. So we have 2 liters times 1,000 milliliters, because we know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. Okay. So then, knowing that we have 2, we've converted our 2 liters to milliliters. Like we've applied this formula up here. So now we have 2,000 milliliters. The next step I'm going to go to is I'm going to use this formula. Total volume to be infused, which is this here, divided by the total hours to be infused. Okay? So we know we're going to we've pulled this out, right? So we've used that. Now we're looking for the hours to be infused. So this is our next one. So we're going to go down here and we're going to plug these numbers in that we have. So we have the 2 liters times 1,000 milliliters gives us the 2,000 milliliters, okay? So now we're going to go here and we're going to take 2,000 milliliters, using this formula here, divided by 12 is going to give you 166.6 milliliters per hour, right? But we know that we're going to give it in an IV, so we know that we can't do decimals in an IV pump. So what are we going to do? We're going to use the rounding rule, and we're going to look at this number on this side of the decimal point, and we're going to say, okay, well, that's 0.6 is above 5, so we're going to round it up. We're going to round up, right? So we're going to have 167. So now we know that the volume to be infused per hour is 167 milliliters per hour. Okay? So that's my method of math. I do step processes. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful to you guys. I will do some more math next week. I know math is a very complex thing. I know people do it different ways, but I'm just trying to show you a step process to get the job done. Please comment below, like my videos. I hope this was helpful to everyone. Please comment, let me know if you guys have any questions about math. for the NCLEX. I hope everybody has a magical day, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you.